Hi there, and welcome to these lectures by Wake Up Data. In these lectures, we'll focus on what is a product feed and how to get the most out of them. We'll try to dive into where a product feed is used, how do you enrich it, how do you optimize it, and how do you leverage it to the full potential. So what is a product feed? That's the first thing we'll start out with. A product feed is the representation of your product catalog consisting of different attributes describing your products. That's everything from your title, your description, your image, prices, and so on. Things that are directly describing your products, what they are, so that the recipient of this data will understand what the product actually is. It's of course exposed in a certain format. That can be anything from XML, CSV, JSON, etc. And it typically comes from your CMS, meaning your shop system. It can also be created from your PIM system, basically anywhere where you have this product data. Websites are custom built and therefore they can't expose a feed. In those cases, they probably have developers that's helping them code a product feed for them. And there might even be cases where you're actually crawling the entire product feed from the site. Crawling is something that we'll dive a little bit into later, just because it's fairly technical, but imagine a spider going on your website, taking all your data and creating the product feed. And once it's created, whether it's from your CMS system, hard-coded, or on one of the other things that we mentioned, one thing is key importance for your product feed, that it can stay updated, so that when product goes out of stock, when they change prices, if you change images or titles, or new products come in, it will be updated in your product feed. So therefore, key importance for the source of the product data is that it is dynamic, that it can be updated. And then where do you use it? You actually use a product feed in the second that you need to show your products outside your website. So saying that you have it on your website, you want to transport it over to your advertising on Google, you want to display it on Facebook, Instagram, etc. Even price comparison sites of affiliates. All of these destinations needs a product feed in order to read your products in and understand what they are and display them. Okay, so the second feed that we're going to establish now that we've seen what is a product feed is where do you actually use it and why do you use it? You need a product feed in the second that you actually need to show your products outside your website. So that means taking your product catalog and exposing it on different channels, such as the ones I've mentioned before. For example, Google, Facebook, Instagram, etc. All of these destinations need a product feed, and that contains everything, such as SoMe advertising, search engine advertising, your affiliate, your price comparison, email automation systems. All of these destinations require a product feed in order to read your products in. Therefore, it's key importance that you're able to export this product feed and format it to the required specifications for that channel, because all of these channels will have their set required attributes, that required format, and you need to be able to adjust your product feed to that of the channel where you want to send your feed. So now we covered what is a product feed and where do you use it and why. And now we'll look a little bit on how do you actually get started with it and how does it work. If we're looking at these different channels that I've mentioned, the key importance is that you have products on your website with a certain name looking a certain way, and that is optimized for people on your website. The second that you start sending it out to the different channels, you're addressing them in a new state, meaning that the customers that once saw your products on the website now are actually seeing them on Google, where they're out searching for products, trying to find a certain t-shirt, for example, in a given size, in a given color. Then it's important that you actually adjust the product data to the state of the customer. And if we take the example with the search engine, we'll see that products that maybe have a name on a website, that could be a t-shirt called Jens, for example. That is not exactly what a customer would search for unless they're very specific and very brand loyal to that certain shop when they go out looking for products on search engines. They'll typically write, instead of writing the exact name, they'll write the size that they need that t-shirt in, they'll write the color of that t-shirt, they might even write the brand so that they're sure that they find the right one. Therefore, it's key important that you keep this in mind, that you need to adjust the data to the state of the customer. And that's not just for Google, it's also for the other channels where you send your product data to, because people on Facebook will be exposed to your product, seeing them in a feed. Therefore, it's more important that instead of focusing on search term optimization, it will be the visual, so that it's appealing, that they will recognize your product when they scroll through their feed. That is something that you need to keep in mind when you optimize your products for your different channels. Understanding your customer, understanding their behavior out on these channels. So that was actually everything for now. So the things that we've learned is what is a product feed? Why do you use it? And where do you use it? And why is it important? Next time, we're going to look a little bit more into how do you actually act on the things that I've told here in the first one. How do you make sure your data is optimized for the given channels, and why should you use a feed management system? So make sure that you follow Wake Up Data on LinkedIn and social media so that you get informed when the next lecture is out. Thank you.